Cross, creative director for Rocksmith. He's been kind enough to give me some time to ask some of the questions you guys have. The first question I have is, how did you get involved with this game? Because it started off with Guitar Rising, so how did it come to be your baby, so to speak?
So Ubisoft bought the company that was making Guitar Rising because they saw the technology and thought it was, well, you've seen it yourself. Thought it was pretty cool. You could recognise what notes the guitar was playing. So myself and the producer now have been working third party for a long time, and we were kind of looking for our own project and looking to do our own thing. So it was kind of a match made in heaven, if you like. They had this technology and wanted to make a game of it, and we wanted to make a game, but didn't have any technology. So we were put together a few years ago, and here we are.
What kind of input did you have in terms of like the set list? Like, are there any bands that ended up in the game that you're happy about?
That I'm happy about, or unhappy
about? Happy about.
I'm not going to answer the latter one.
Yeah.
Well, I'm happy about all of them. I mean, without sounding too funny about it, it's my job to sit there and go through, we're literally through tens of thousands of songs. It's amazing how many there are. So we had to go through them, listen to them, then get handed over to the musicians to see, can this be done? Is it in the right tuning? Does it have strange, awkward techniques? Are these things that'll be fun? Will this be good for a beginner guitarist? Will this get to a point where it'll be fun for an intermediate guitarist? Have we got enough things to keep the more experienced guitarist pleasured, shall we say? There was a few stylistic choices that are always going to have to be made. It was really important to us to make sure we have a very coherent set list, so that you're not sitting there going, what the hell is this song? This is rubbish and completely out of keeping with the rest of the set list. And we always knew we could add and do extra and different things through DLC as time goes on. I'm going to stop saying in a minute.
Big complaint about the set list. A lot of people want metal.
Mm-hmm.
Was there a reason that you guys decided not to put metal on this set? Was it because you figured that people that were learning guitar should start with like basic like rock and roll or like
partially
garage rock?
Partially, it's also. I mean, you've heard me talk a few times about finding the right tuning. So if we're going to do metal and talk about real metal, we want to do it properly, okay? But the time to do it properly wasn't on a disc right at the beginning, because that would involve drop C, it would involve alternate tunings that we didn't want people to have to try and achieve straight out of the box. You got to remember, we expect a large portion of our audience is going to be beginners. And we're going to get a lot of people who know how to play guitar that are really excited just playing in the amp mode. There's also going to be a lot of people who actually learn to play guitar using our product. So we're going to try and make sure that, as I say, the set list can go from the relatively accessible, easy stuff right through to the hard stuff without going to a point where like, oh my god, I'll never be able to play that. It's just impossible. So we will do metal at some point.
So stay tuned. Stay tuned. Downloadable content could answer people that need metal's wishes.
Yeah, I mean, it's something that we're well aware of. And I don't think that we haven't thought about it or discussed it or looked at ways to achieve that.
What are some of the kinds of techniques? Because there's like so many things that I've seen in the game that haven't been discussed. Whereas like I saw a video where it even teaches you how to tap.
Yeah.
So Rocksmith is definitely a comprehensive game. But there's even mini games that have harmonics and stuff. Where did you make the decision to go like that far into guitar, whereas pinch harmonics isn't in?
There's a video for pinch harmonics.
Oh, okay. There's a video for pinch harmonics. I didn't see that one.
So we looked at the songs very carefully and talked about what can we detect, what can we represent. Again, because you've got to remember this stuff's coming flying at you, and as you level up. I think by now you've probably put a video of one of the sort of higher level songs up there. So you've got a situation where in the game you've got bends, slides, harmonics, as you mentioned, palm mutes. Hammer-ons and pull-offs of course are notated. Obviously you can just pluck them, but they're there. You'll find that this changes the sound. It's something we realised is sometimes even if we don't want to detect it or try and figure that out, it changes the way the guitar sounds when you play that So if you want to play it properly and sound just like the record, then you want to follow the way it's been notated. What else is on there? Tremolo, so you take how fast you're playing.
Double stop.
Yeah, of course, double stops, chords, all the chords.
Just like
I'd say all the chords you need to play all the songs that we put in the game, so therefore all the chords you need.
Do you think with this technology it could be possible to put in finger picking eventually, or is it just like something that can't be differentiated because it's too much audio at the same time?
So finger picking is obviously a technique you use to play multiple strings at the same time. I mean, we explained about how to mute things. So if you want to finger pick 4 elements, then you can. For example, in body snatchers, you're playing multiple strings at the same time that are separated. I wouldn't necessarily recommend it because it makes a different sound again. And we avoided songs that were really heavy on the finger picking because of the fact it makes a different sound. It's a very specific style and not somewhere we wanted to start. Again, first title,
Right.
first thing, we're gonna, as you've seen, there's quite a lot in the game as it is.
Definitely.
Quite a lot to bite off.
And so a lot of people are asking for bass, and I mean it's been on the Facebook page. They're saying that they are looking into it. So can the bassists stay tuned possibly after release, maybe this year, see something?
Yes, but not necessarily this year.
Okay.
We're gonna figure out the timing. I mean, we've worked our butts off, if I can say that, trying to get this game done for this year. You've seen our office.
Yeah.
It's a small team where we're building up, proving something can be done that a lot of people said couldn't be done. And at this stage, we've got to make sure that sticks and that's really great. And then we're going to build on that. One of those things that we are going to do is bass. It's just we've got to build it.
And maybe figure out how to detect slapping or something like that.
Yeah, or at least figure out the good ways to teach people to do that.
Good. So you yourself didn't play guitar before you started the game. Did you have any musical background or?
Son, I'm chuckling. Yeah, I did performing arts when I was a kid.
What's going on out there? San Francisco.
It's a Giants Dodgers game.
Oh, okay.
In about an hour and a half. So I did performing arts as a kid, so I had some experience and I've been exposed to that world, but to be brutally honest, I found learning an instrument painful and a bit boring, so therefore I wasn't making any progress. I was just noodling about and getting stuck and then going to lessons and being forced to practice, and it wasn't my cup of tea, so I didn't do it. That was 20 years ago.
But now with this game, I've seen you play guitar. You can play guitar now.
Yeah.
And it's all because of working on
I
this.
can play a video game now. It just happens to be with the guitar. So yeah, I mean I love rhythm action games. Played those for many years. So it was quite nice to be able to come to this and think, oh, I might get to learn too.
Now, not saying that this band is going to be in the game, but if you had to pick like one artist that you would love to have in the game, what would it be?
What, and you're saying that someone that's not in the game?
No, like song that like it's not like you're going after the song, but personally like a song you'd love to be able to be like that's a song in Rocksmith. That's a song I can play in the game that I helped to make.
I've got a lot of answers for this. I'm not sure I should say any of them. Even Happy Birthday, you have to license.
Oh wow, there we go.
Warner owns it. I have to check if it's the lyrics they want or
the melody.
The lyrics or something crazy. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, so a lot of the things you see in the game are from stuff that I grew up with or have been around or exposed to, and at the moment, every time I listen, it's really changed my perspective on music, because it used to be, oh, you hear the drum part and you kind of sit there in the car and you're kind of drumming along thinking this is awesome, great drum solo. But now when you hear the guitar playing on songs, you think, oh, I could probably play that. Oh, I could do that. So that question, I mean, you've all got your answers.
Yeah, everyone's got their own
answers. A lot
answers.
of them lead back to the same place, and we'll not mention them.
Okay, and do you think that Rocksmith is a game that, if put in Guitar Center, will be something that people are like, wait a second, if I have an Xbox, I can have, I can, for the price of 2 lessons, I can...
You stolen my line.
Yeah,
Oh,
there you go.
I said that to you yesterday. Cheeky son.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, I mean, that's it. You're talking about a game that, I know people are like, oh, $80, that's crazy. It's like, well, hang on a second. Hang on. Guitar lesson, yeah, $40, $50 a lesson for, what's that, an hour? Yeah, you're nodding. I'm not taking guitar lessons, but that's my understanding. So for the price of or slightly less than 2 guitar lessons, you can buy a game that's going to teach you 50 odd songs. And you know what? If you don't like it, you haven't lost too much. It's like a really negative thing. But I mean, it's kind of crazy. It's like it's worth having a go. I mean, everybody that's played it, and I hope including yourself, has gone, oh my god, this isn't rubbish, which was kind of funny. Like, there's a sort of expectation. People come into the room, they're like, oh,
low expectations.
This is going to be rubbish. It's not made by those guys. You go, yeah, well, hang on, give it a go. Give it a go. Oh, this is kind of fun. Although, the funniest thing we were talking about, people doing videos, you're like, okay, play the game and we're going to film you, so you know, people do this. And they play it. In secret, they're having fun, but their faces are concentrating, so they've just kind of zoned out. But yeah, yeah. I mean, seriously, it's really, really, really cool to work on a project where people play it, they're surprised, they actually have fun, and they actually learn to play the guitar. It's like sort of.
It's a beautiful thing.
Triangle, if you like.
So Rocksmith out for October 18th for PS3, Xbox 360, and PC. Soon to be announced.
Yeah, we'll figure that one out.
All right. Thanks so much for your time.
Cheers, Elliot.